loves, it's Han, and I'm the 49th sexiest person from Bristol. Hey. That was really embarrassing. I don't know whether I should refilm this again. But anyway, yeah, I'm Han. I'm a proud Bristolian, born and bred, and what I've basically decided to do is to clear things up once and for all. I've had it recently where I've been travelling a bit more across the UK, and a lot of people have been saying that they can hardly understand me at times, which I think is atrocious. I think that's a travesty. So what I've decided to do is give you a rundown of Bristolian lingo, so anytime you come to Bristol you are going to know exactly what to say, and you're not going to be looking really confused at people going, what the hell is going on? So you've heard it here from me, a born and bred Bristolian. It's time for me to give you a rundown on what you need to know about Bristol, honeys. Right, so first things first, the main Bristolian phrase that you should know, and that is the equivalent of hi, how are you, is all right me lover. So if you're going along, if you were in London, the person would go, hello, nice to meet you, how are you? If you're in Bristol, they're going to go, all right me lover, how are you doing today? Do you want a cup of tea? So that's your main phrase. So instead of going, hello, how are you, nice to meet you, my name's Han, you need to go, all right my lover, how are you? I need to get a taxi to the airport, please. So that's the first one, all right me lover. Number two is, now I'm going to set the scene here. You're on your bus. So in Bristol, our bus company is called First Buses. I'm pretty sure they're all up and down the UK, but just in case they're not, just to prevent any further language barriers, I'm going to throw that out there. So when you're, I mean, I don't say this, by the way, but I do hear people say it when I'm getting on and off the bus in Bristol. So you're going along, you're on the bus, that was me pretending to be on the bus, and what would basically happen if you were in London is you would get off the bus and you would look to the bus driver and really politely go, thank you, like that. So you'd go, thank you very much. That's my posh British Queen English voice, by the way. So you go along, normal person would go, hello, thank you very much. If you're from Bristol and you're really Bristolian, you're like a hardcore Bristolian, you'll go, cheers drive. Now, I don't know if this is a common thing, like I don't know if it's like our version of ta very much duck, if I'm doing a northern accent, but yeah, I've heard a lot of people do this. It is quite a common Bristolian thing that they'll go cheers drive like that, and then obviously they'll do their little saunter off the bus stop. So that's two you've got, so cheers drive. The next one, now when I went to uni in Reading, I said this once and people looked at me like there was something like not quite right going on, and rightfully so, because the normal meaning of this word is like a different kind of, like a level of a kind of an inappropriate nature. So hopefully I won't get blocked from YouTube for saying this. But so if you were on a night out and you've gone to the toilets, like I'm going to give you an example. So you've gone to the women's toilets. Hopefully if you're a guy you haven't gone there, let's hope you haven't, but you're there, you go to the toilet, you come out of the cubicle and you notice someone's looking you up and down, judging you and kind of looking at you like this, like going, oh no. So if I was to do that and I was going to do my Queen's English again, I go to my friend and I go, oh, there was a girl over there and she was looking me right up and down and giving me daggers. She was giving me a really evil laugh. So that's the Queen's English version. If you're in Bristol, I would come out the toilet and I go, you know what, hun, that girl was dogging me right up and down. And that's literally how we'd say it. So we'd go, that person was literally looking me right up and down like nothing else. So dogging me up is basically like you're a dog and you're looking at your rival and you're going, nah, that dog's not very nice. So that's another one for you, dogging me up. The next one, so I'll give you a scenario on this again using my Queen's English because I bet you're loving it by now. You're walking along. You've gone to the park. I'm just throwing these things out here randomly. You're walking along in the park and you recognise someone you went to school with, and you're friendly with them, they're a bit younger, they're a bit cute, so you go, hello, how are you? Hi baby, hi cutie, hi sweetie, how are you? Now, if you're in Bristol and you saw a mate, you go, all right, me love. Or if you really like that person and you want to be cute, you go, all right, me babber, how's it going? So babber is like a version of saying hun or cutie or baby. So there you go, babber. So you can say, all right, my lover, or you can say, all right, my babber. I like using babber when I'm feeling a bit cheeky, like, oi, oi, all right, me babber, like that. So there's another one for you. I feel like this is going to be really good if you're ever going to be chatting someone up and you're in Bristol. I feel like if you're from London or somewhere really posh, just say these things and people will love you. The next one, now again, I thought this was a really like common adjective that they say up and down the country, when I don't know if it is. Like, if it isn't, like, comment below. Hopefully you won't dislike my video for this, but I was obviously bullied at school, so I'm not going to take any offence to this either. But basically, say you were in school and there was someone who knew the answers to everything. They like bought the teacher presents all the time or something like that. If you were like doing it in Queen's English, you'd go, gosh, that person is a right teacher's pet. They know it all and they're really trying to impress the teacher. If you were in Bristol, you'd go, you text your friend and you go, let's be honest, I really hope you don't use your mobile phone in class. Say if you're old school like me and you pass your notes around, you would go, oh, that person over there is a right keener beaner. Like, they are trying to steal the show. They've bought the teacher a Christmas present and a gift for a dog. Like, what a keener beaner. So that's another little adjective. If you don't want to use teacher's pet, you can use keener beaner. Next one is a very good adjective. So you've been to the shop, you're at the butcher's counter, you're looking up a piece of meat, you see a piece of meat there and you go, excuse me, I'd really like a piece of that meat. It looks really nice, that joint of beef. Now, if you were in Bristol, what you can do is you can go up to that meat counter, you can go, all right, me babber, all right, my love, let me tell you something, that piece of beef over there looks gurt lush. So actually I've given you two for the price of one there. So you've got lush, which is, again, I love using that word when I'm on Instagram. That food looks lush, that place looks lush, your hair looks lush. Like, you can use that all the time. But if you add in a gurt, or a gurt, if you're Bristolian you'll say it like me, gurt is basically like saying that is really good, like that is gurt nice, that is gurt lush. Like, it's another way of saying like very or so. So yeah, you've got gurt there. Next one is going to be, what we tend to do in Bristol is we tend to add a lot of like words onto things just naturally by default. So you'll hear something and you'll be like, why have they added that onto the end? So what you'll tend to find with a lot of like Bristolians, let's do another scenario, shall we? So you're on a night out, you've lost your friend, so you turn to your friend and you go, where is he? If you're from Bristol, you'd go, where's he to? So what we do is we add to onto the end of words. So rather than just go, where is he, or where's he, you go, where's he to? Similar thing with the word mind. So if we're trying to be a bit more like sassy, a bit more sarcastic, we'll add the word mind on. So instead of going, that train journey was really rough, you would go, that train journey was really rough, mind. So you'll kind of notice, if you ever hear me speak, if I ever say to or mind on the end, like, oh, that journey was really awful, mind, that's another little thing you can add in. The next one, like, again, if you're not from Bristol, please comment on my Instagram or on my YouTube channel whether you think this is a Bristolian thing or not. But basically, when I was at PE, and again, this is really Queen's English, so let's do a scenario again, Huns, because this is going well. You're doing football, you're playing football at school, you're about to get changed, and you say to your friend, I'm just going to get my plimsolls out of my bag, or I'm just going to get my trainers out of my bag. if you're from Bristol, back in the day when I was at school, we would go, here Lisa, can you get me daps out of me PE bag please? So what we say is we call those kind of like plimsoll shoes, we call them daps. Now again, I don't know if this is like a regional thing, but I've heard a lot about this, that people don't use the word daps outside of Bristol. So there's another one for you. The next one, this is for, I know I'm going to get probably a lot of hate and I'm probably going to get blocked by some City fans, but so what, losers, is when someone says, I'm going to see. So you're, so I'm going to say this without a scenario because otherwise it won't make any sense whatsoever if you're not from Bristol. But basically, if I was to say, I'm going to see the Gas play, it's not that I'm going to see British Gas and see a gas man fit a boiler, honey buns. What it basically means is that I'm going to see Bristol Rovers play Scunthorpe. So instead, if you were from Bristol, you would say, all right, me babber, I'm going to go and see the Gas this weekend at the Memorial Stadium. How's that for you? So see the difference? And if you're a Bristol Rovers fan, aka the Pirates, you will actually call yourself a gashead. And unfortunately, if you're a City fan, that could then be seen as a negative thing. So like, oh, they're a gashead. But you're like, I'm a gashead and I'm proud of it, and I'm going to see the Gas this weekend. I'm going to have a Cornish pasty in the outside stand in the rain. So yeah, there's another one for you. The next one, I think I'm going to end this in a bit. Oh God, so funny enough, that is another little phrase. So rather than say, I'm going to do something in a bit, what some people say in Bristol is, rather than go, goodbye, see you soon, it was lovely to see you today, they'll go, in a bit. So they'll just go, in a bit, and that means bye. So sometimes you might get offended if someone from Bristol says these kind of things, but no, honey bun, if they're saying in a bit, hun, or in a bit, Levy, that means goodbye. And one other little one I'm going to do is jammer. So you've won 20 quid on the raffle at the weekend. So you tell your mum and you turn to her and you go, gosh, I'm so lucky, mother. I've just won the national lottery. And your mum would be like, oh, you are so lovely, Hannah. You're so lucky and you're so lovely. Now, if you were from Bristol, what you could also say is, so I turn to my mum and I go, Mum, guess what? I won 50 quid at the bingo last weekend. And my mum turns to me and she goes, you're a lucky jammer, aren't you, Han? Like, you are a lucky jammer. So a jammer is basically like saying you're like a really lucky person where things always happen to you that go really well. And then the final thing I think I'm going to end on, and this is a really Bristolian thing, but basically I've never had a kebab, which I know is shocking. I still need to have one, but if you're from Bristol, rather than just go, shall we go and have a kebab tonight? You would go, let's go to the Jason Donovan. Now, and the reason why isn't because we're fans of Jason Donovan. Obviously everyone loves a bit of Jason Donovan, and when he was I can't think of the word, when he was doing Joseph and his Technicolor Dreamcoat, like, we're not on about that, Hans. There's a particular kebab van in Bristol called Jason Donovan. So if you ever hear someone in Bristol going, shall we get a Jason Donovan, they're not saying that they're going to buy the Jason Donovan greatest hits, they're going to be getting a kebab. So I hope I've taught you a lot this week on my YouTube channel. If you want to hear me do some more Bristolian slang and some more Bristolian like funniness and stories, give this poster a thumbs up, give me a comment below. Hopefully I haven't got any Bristolian haters out there, Hans, that are going to dislike this post. If they do, then oh well, I'll live. But yeah, I hope you really enjoyed this video. Like and subscribe if you're enjoying it. My details are going to be in the comments box below, which I'm going to go about that. And I'll see you next week. Hey.